Hello, good afternoon everyone. This is Gibran. Uh, I'm making this video to put the detailed presentation of our um, project, okay, for data architecture and business analytics. Basically, in this project, we were supposed to make a database using any three databases with a common reference point, and then develop a database, and then provide our suggestions on changing that database into a NoSQL. First, we were supposed to make it in SQL, then we need to change it to NoSQL, and what are our recommendations on that, on making that change. So let's start with the video. New NoSQL database. First of all, I'll be sharing this document in the description, so you can check the details of that. First of all, new NoSQL database. For a non-relational database system, a document-oriented database such as MongoDB could be a good fit. We can use MongoDB, which is a popular platform to use NoSQL database. Then I have mentioned the schema where it starts with accidents and provide different attributes. Similarly, I've used different record for bars and police stations as well. Then what are the pros and cons of shifting from a relational to non-relational database? Coming to pros, non-relational databases are more flexible than relational databases, allowing for changes to be made to the database structure more easily. A NoSQL database such as MongoDB can be faster than traditional relational databases, particularly for handling large volumes of unstructured and semi-structured data. Document-oriented database can be easier to use for developers who are already familiar with JSON or other similar data formats. Now coming to cons. Non-relational databases may not be as well suited for complex relationships between data, such as those found in highly normalized relational database. Non-relational databases may not provide the same level of consistency guaranteed as relational database, which can make it more difficult to maintain data integrity. And the third con of using a non-relational database is that non-relational databases may not be as well suited for performing complex queries that require joining multiple tables. Okay, now coming to plan of change. If we do decide to change our database from SQL to NoSQL, then what will be the plan of change? If the decision is made to switch from NoSQL to SQL, then MongoDB can be used, and the plan of change should be like this. First, we need to first step is data migration, second one is application changes, third one is testing, fourth one is deployment. I'll be briefly describing these 4 points. Data migration. The data from the existing relational database would need to be migrated to non-relational database. This would involve extracting the data from existing database, transforming it into the appropriate format for the new database, and then loading it into the new database. Application changes. Any applications that interact with the database would need to be updated to use the new database. This could involve making changes to database connection codes, query syntax, and data access patterns. Testing. The new database and application changes would need to be thoroughly tested and ensured that they work correctly and meet performance requirements. Deployment. Once the new database and application changes have been tested and verified, they can be deployed to the production. It is important to carefully plan the deployment to minimize downtime and avoid any potential data losses or corruptions. Now, after that, I have provided equivalent queries for NoSQL. You can check these in my document. I have written queries for to find all accidents that occurred on a specific date, to find all accidents that occurred on a specific location, and find all accidents that occurred at a specific location on a specific date in SQL and NoSQL. I have written for both. SQL, NoSQL. Okay, great. Then accidents that occurred on a specific location, specific date, find number of accidents that occurred on each location, find the average number of vehicles and casualties for accidents that occurred at each location, and NoSQL queries. Okay, whether to change or not. Whether or not it is a good idea to change from SQL to NoSQL depends on the specific needs and requirements for our project. I personally believe that our database will be dealing with uh, uh, basically it will be dealing with relational data, so it will not be as complex as it is for normal usage. So we are just handling like details of the persons who are involved in accidents and all, so we don't have to like use non-relational database. But if we do decide to put the pictures or any other non-structured data on our databases, then at that point it becomes necessary to use NoSQL. Well, that's all from my side. Have a good day.